Hey guys, welcome back to Historical Quarrels. Today we're going to be going over the vendetta, also known as the 47 Ronin. Don't know how many of you have heard of this before. I'm pretty sure quite a few have. Maybe quite a few haven't. Culturally, if you're Japanese, you probably have. It's a tale that's shared on December 14th every year. It's essentially talking about how samurai that became ronin stuck to their guns and avenged their master. There's a lot of kind of petty silliness to it too, though. No disrespect at all to the culture, but just the whole reason for this at the beginning, I think, is a little silly. But back in the day, it's also silly for the reason why the guy got killed, but it's also silly that the guy did what he did in the first place to get killed. So then his samurai would have to avenge him. But yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and start diving in. Also, today I will be doing a new segment. I decided to take a look at two different movies in preparation for watching this. One was the Keanu Reeves version of this movie, and the other was the Kenji... Oh, what's his name? Kenji 47 Ronin. Let's see. Kenji Mizoguchi. In that film, by the way, holy fuck is it boring. It was probably like one of the most boring movies I have ever sat through. However, I guess I was looking it up. I guess that was that guy's point, because the Emperor, at the time, this was when World War II was happening. It was around 1941. The Emperor just tried to make him make a propaganda film that would inspire soldiers. Instead, he made a film that was just terrible to try and sit through and would demoralize the troops, because he was super against the war. He was actually all about democracy and everything, and thought that the direction the Empire was going was the wrong way. So go Kenji. Yeah, that's kick ass, man. Way to stand up, stick to your guns, like the 47 Ronin did. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to get right into it. By the way, I'm going to be reading this off of Wikipedia again. I do not have a good research team. And honestly, trying to type out a lot of scripts is difficult. I was doing that for the first couple episodes, and I kind of felt like it came off just not authentic, like not me, and I couldn't really talk. For these past couple episodes, I've just been reading off... the Wikipedia article, or just clicking on other articles or references to check sources, and it's felt better. I know Wikipedia isn't the greatest source, and I need to fact check for a lot of stuff, but a lot of this I'm just kind of reading from sources, and I'm kind of talking about how funny or silly some objects are, and I hope you guys can appreciate how silly some of this is as well. But this story in particular, a lot of it has just been, turned into play. It's dramatized. A lot of historical evidence will point to different things happening. That there are certain points though that aren't disputed. Unless you watch the 47 Ronin Keanu Reeves movie, which is just, when I was watching, I was like, maybe they're trying to do something, because Tom Cruise kind of did the Last Samurai movie. I think that was Tom Cruise, and that was kind of trying to be historically accurate. I thought that was gonna be something similar. Holy fuck, no! Within 2 minutes, it's Keanu fucking slicing open this magical boar beast thing. He's a fucking demon or something. That movie was so crazy. We'll get into that too. I got drunk while I was watching it, so I decided to type out my notes into my buddies on Instagram, and I'll read out some of my profound thoughts in a segment coming up here after our rundown of the story. So Let's go ahead and get in. We'll start with the genesis of a tragedy. In 1701, two daimyo, Asano Takumi no Nokami Naganori, the two young daimyo Ako domain, small fiefdom in western Honshu, and Lord Kame Korichika of the Swano domain were ordered to arrange a fitting reception for the envoys of Emperor Higashiyama at Edo Castle during their Sankin Kotai service to the shogun. Asano and Kamei were to be given instruction in the necessary court etiquette by Kira Kozuka no Suke. Oh, by the way, Kira, just for reference, this guy is kind of a dick. Also, in the 47 Ronin movie with Keanu Reeves, for some fucking reason, he's younger than fucking Asano, but Asano is actually way younger in historical. Like, Kira's like 20 years older than Asano when the story actually goes down. So don't be fooled if you watch that movie and you think that Kira is supposed to be like some young guy who's like conspiring. Kira really is just like a brown-nosing asshole. that's all he was, man. He didn't really do anything. Anyways, he was a powerful official in the hierarchy of the Tokugawa Tsuneyoshi's shogunate. He allegedly became upset at them either because of the insufficient presents they offered him, because he would try and force people to give him bribes all the time. I was reading up on this a little earlier, and in the movies I watched, did show a little bit of this behavior where, like, oh, you want me to instruct you good? You give me a little more money then. You give me some presents. You give me some gifts, and I'll get you the good shit. And Asano was like, fuck you, no. I'm not supposed to do that shit. Fuck you. They offered him in the time-honored compensation for such an instructor, or because they would not offer bribes as he wanted. So, other sources say that he was naturally rude and arrogant, or that he was corrupt, which offended Asano, a devoutly moral Confucian. By some accounts, it also appears that Asano may have been unfamiliar with the intricacies of the shogunate court and failed to show proper amount of deference to Kira. Whether Kira treated them poorly, insulted them, or failed to prepare them for fulfilling specific bakufu duties, offense was taken. So Asano just got fucking annoyed. Initially, Asano bore all this stoically, while Kame became enraged and prepared to kill Kira to avenge the insults. However, Kame's quick-thinking counselors averted disaster for the lord and clan, for all would have been punished if Kame had killed Kira by quietly giving Kira a large bribe. So they're like, Kira, just fucking leave him alone. Here's some fucking money. And because that, Kira started treating him nicely, and Kame, which helped calm down Kame. However, Kira allegedly continued to treat Asano harshly because he was upset that the latter had not emulated his companion. He was like, hey dude, your fucking friend gave me money. Why aren't you giving me money, you little pussy, little bitch, you little pussy boy? Well, you got a little tiny pussy? You're not gonna give me money because you got the tiny pussy? Which is, by the again, verbatim on the Wikipedia website. We can tell how historically accurate Wikipedia is by that. Anyways, finally Kira insulted Asano, calling him a country boor with no manners that fucks his own mother. And Asano could not restrain himself any longer. At the Matsuno Oroka, the main grand corridor that interconnects the Shiro Shuin and the Oiroma of the Hanamaru Goten residence, Asano lost his temper and attacked Kira with a dagger, wounding him in the face with his first strike. So, like, he was like, fucking, I did not fuck my mom, you stupid motherfucker, and sliced him, tried to, like, he came at him with the katana, he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you! In the boring-ass movie, that's kind of like what he says, he's like, you shall fear my rancor, Kira! And comes up there and it's like this goofy fucking, he like pulls out a sword, he's like, ah! Like keeps trying to slice at him, and Kira, like, is an old guy. He's like, oh no, don't hurt me, no. Kind of like Garcidius, don't do it, no. And Kira's like trying to get like, no, Asano's being like held back by like 5 people, just like pulling him away. He's like, don't do it, don't fucking do it, stop. This is not proper etiquette. You can't be doing that here. The Shogun's here. So, guards then quickly separated them. Kiro's wound was hardly serious, but the attack on the shogunate official within the boundaries of the shogun's residence was considered a grave offense. Any kind of violence, even the drawing of a katana, was completely forbidden in Edo Castle. The daimyo of Ako had removed the dagger from its scabbard within Edo Castle, and for that offense, he was ordered to kill himself by seppuku. Actually, also in the Kenji film, they, instead of saying seppuku, they said harakiri, which I believe is different. Let me... Difference between harakiri and seppuku. It comes from hara, which means stomach. Hara is... Okay. Harakiri comes from hara, that in Chinese kanji. It is infinitive form of the verb. Killing yourself by slicing your stomach in a horrific way from left to right, up and down. You chopped a cross out of your gut. This is harakiri. You then lay then in your misery until you die from the bleeding pain. It is typically done on battlefields, for instance. Your army has been routed, and your lord has been killed, and you are about to be captured by enemy troops. Or in other instances, when you don't have luxury of having a nice tea ceremony-like setting with a second to put you out of your misery. On the other hand, seppuku uses the same characters, but uses the on reading, is setsu and huku. When you combine these, the reading becomes setsupuku or seppuku. Seppuku is the formal ritual form of harakiri, which was used more in courts when a samurai dishonored himself and was to atone to his lord. It is a more humane way of killing yourself, as you have a second kaishakunin who will chop your head off after you do the initial slice and put you out of your misery. You also get to drink a last cup of sake to take with you to the underworld. Okay. Oh man, harakiri, solo flight, suicide. Oh man. Harakiri just sounds like that fucking sucks. I hope it was seppuku, not harakiri then. And in the Kenji film, they show that he gets his head sliced. So yeah. You know, classic stuff. Anyways. Okay. Asano's goods and lands were to be confiscated after his death, his family was to be ruined, and his retainers were to be made ronin, leaderless. The news was carried to Oishi Kuranzosuke Yoshio, Asano's principal counselor, who took command and moved the Asano family away before complying with Bakufu orders to surrender the castle to the agents of the government. Again, in the Kenji film, Oishi was there at the castle at Edo. And so there's a big difference there, because like during it, he's like pleading with the shogunate to not have Asano die, for he doesn't want his master to die. He's like, it's not equal. Kiro's like throwing insults, like, just let me go talk to the officials making the decision, and he's like, like crying. And in the film they show like a lot. They do like a lot of bowing, like reverence during it too, like showing humility, which again is very cultural and traditional for back then. It's very good. Like, it's a good film to study. It is fucking boring to watch. Like, it's interesting. It's interesting, like, why, how, and like what was done with that movie. Holy fuck, is it hard to sit through. Unless you are just very interested in seeing how, like back in the 40s, Japanese filmmakers were, filming to like, to send a message essentially, and then wanted to see like their take on the 47 Ronin, and like it is a lot more historically accurate, obviously, than the Keanu Reeves movie. However, I was there. I don't know if there was some witch fox bitch that was like manipulating Asano, who is actually older than Kira for some fucking reason, and then Kira wanted to like try and fuck his daughter or something. It was a weird ass movie. We'll get into that later. But I was there, so maybe it's real. We don't know. Anyways, so Oishi's pretty pissed at this point. So a revenge plot ensues. Of Asano's over 300 men, 47, especially their leader Oishi, refused to allow their lord to go unavenged. Even though revenge had been prohibited in this case, the shogun did say, "You're not allowed to seek revenge by killing Kira." Because, like we did this, and, he restored honor by committing seppuku. Again, I hope it's seppuku and not fucking harakiri, like the movie said, but who the fuck knows? Might have been harakiri. And the guy might have had a horrible death. Holy fuck. That would suck ass. Anyways, they banded together, swearing a secret oath to avenge their master by killing Kira. Even though they knew they would be severely punished for doing so. They knew they were gonna fucking die. And they were like, you know what? Fuck it. I hate Kira. The guy's a dick. He called my master a motherfucker. So we about to try and fuck this fucker up. Anyways, Kira was well guarded. However, and his residence had been fortified to prevent just such an event. The Ronin saw that they would have to lull the suspicions of Kira and other shogunate authorities. By the way, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm white. Just forgive me. Correct me later. And I in the next video, I have not gotten any emails from anybody listening to this yet. Because again, pretty sure not a lot of people listen to this yet, and that's okay. But let's just say this does happen to pick up, and some people are like hate my pronunciation of things. Tell me. I'm willing to work on it and change and be better for you. I will be better for you, okay? I promise. I'll do good. I'll do good for you, puppy. Anyways, so they dispersed and became tradesmen and monks. So they just to kind of get the suspicions out, they decided to all go get jobs and act like everything was fine, and that they weren't super pissed about what happened. Because, that's, obvious there. Because, the best way to lure suspicion off of you is to stay near, like, kind of close to the area, and, like, just get jobs and act nice. No, actually, they did a good job. It was a very well-conceived plan to lure suspicion off of them. Oishi took up residence in Kyoto and began to frequent brothels and taverns as if nothing were further from his mind than revenge. He's like, yo guys, I'm just fucking, I'm having a good time. I'm going to these brothels, I'm getting my dick sucked. I ain't mad. What y'all talking about? There ain't nothing to worry about, Kira. You fine, man. You don't worry about it. Kira still feared trap and sent spies to watch Asano's former retainers, because he was like, yeah, no. Fuck you. I am positive you guys hate me. So let's keep an eye out, okay? One day, as Oishi was returning home drunk, he fell down in the street and went to sleep. And all of the passersby laughed at him. A Satsuma man was so infuriated by this. Oh, by the way, they show this in the Kenji film also. Great acting. Not really. It's also boring to watch. It's a little over the top. Great. Again, great film. Great. Great film, great way to like really dive in. Anyways, this guy was so pissed off by a samurai acting this way, even a former samurai, by his lack of courage to avenge his master, as well as the current debauched behavior, that he abused and insulted Oishi, kicking him in the face. And back then, to even touch the face of samurai was a great insult, let alone striking it, and then he spits on him. Motherfucker spit on him. Damn! Fucking, that would, I'd be so pissed. Man, if I was Oishi, I probably would have been like, nah, I'll kill you. I don't care if I'm Ronin, I'll fuck you up. Not too long after, but he was doing this just to because he knew he was being watched. Oishi's a smart motherfucker. Not too long after, Oishi divorced his loyal wife of 20 years so that no harm would come to her when the ronin took their revenge. He sent her away with their 2 younger children to live with their parents. He gave their eldest boy, Chikara. The Chikara is in both films, also in the Keanu one. Anyways, yeah, so the choice to stay and to fight or leave, Chikara remained with his father. Oishi began to act oddly and very unlike the composed samurai. He frequented geisha houses, particularly Ichiriki Chaya. There's some suspicions here that part of him also leaving his wife is like, actually, he could have just like had sex anyways. It wouldn't have mattered. Drank nightly and acted obscenely in public. Oishi's men bought geisha, hoping she would calm him. This was all a ruse to rid Oishi of his spies. Kira's agents reported all this to Kira, who became convinced that he was safe from Masano's retainers. That they must all be bad samurai indeed, without the courage to avenge the master after a year and a half. Thinking them harmless and lacking funds from his retirement, he then reluctantly let down his guard. So, and by the way, a big part of this is the fact that he retired. He didn't have a lot of money left anyways. He was already kind of old when all that shit went down with Asano. And he's just kind of like, these guys are just drunkards and little piss babies. They're too busy fucking doing whatever the fuck they want and being shameless to really bother with me, so I should be okay. The rest of the faithful ronin now gathered in Edo, and their roles as workmen and merchants gained access to Kira's house, becoming familiar with the layout of the house and the character of all within. One of the retainers, Okano Kinamon Kanehide, went so far as to marry the daughter of the builder of the house to obtain the house's design plans. God damn, dude, that is next fucking level shit. Fucking, you get in, you first off, you find out who is building Kira's house. Then you go find the main architect of it. You fuck his daughter. And you're like, yo, Poppy-in-law, give me those plans, dog. I need to see those plans. God damn, bravo, Okano. Like, good job, man. That's good shit. All of this was reported to Oishi. Others gathered arms and secretly transported them to Edo. Another offense. Attack. So now we're to the attack portion. Attack! After 2 years, when Oishi was convinced that Kira was thoroughly off his guard and everything was ready, he fled from Kyoto, avoiding the spies who were watching him. Motherfucker still had spies on him. Goddamn. And the entire band gathered at a secret meeting place in Edo to renew their oaths. And Genroku 1702, 14th of December, early in the morning, in a driving wind during a heavy fall of snow, Oishi and the other ronin attacked Kira Yoshinaka's mansion in Edo. According to a carefully laid out plan, they split up into 2 groups and attacked. Armed with swords and bows, one group, led by Oishi, was to attack the front gate. The other, led by his son, Oishi Chikara, was to attack the house via the back gate. A drum would sound, and the simultaneous attack, and a whistle would signal that Kira was dead. Once Kira was dead, they planned to cut off his head and lay it as an offering on their master's tomb. Like, yo, Sano, it's your boys. We got this motherfucker. What? They would then turn themselves in and wait for their expected sentence of death. All this had been confirmed at a final dinner at which Oishi had asked them to be careful and spare women, children, and other helpless people. So, like, Oishi was like a super upstanding guy. It's just like, yeah, let's protect all the people. Oishi had 4 men scale the fence and enter the porter's lodge, capturing and tying up the guard there. He then sent messengers to all neighboring houses to explain that they were not robbers but retainers out to avenge the death of their master. So essentially he's like, hey guys, we're not here to like fuck all you guys up. We're not here to like rob shit. We just want to kill this one motherfucker. Okay? We just want to kill one motherfucker. Can you guys just like leave us alone? Okay? We're not gonna hurt any of you. Just shut up. Shut the fuck up. And we're good. Okay? The neighbors were all safe. One of the ronin climbed to the roof and loudly announced to the neighbors that the matter was an act of revenge, or karakuichi. I think I said that right. The neighbors who all hated Kira were relieved and did nothing to hinder the raiders. They're like, oh, so you want to kill that motherfucker? Dude, fuck yeah, go for it. Like, people were like cheering them on, like, yeah, go get him, kill that motherfucker, hell yeah, hit that bitch. Like, goddamn, Kira's just such a fucking asshole. I bet he was calling them all, like, little pussy boys, or like, little bitch women. He was like, yeah, fuck you, you little pussy bitch. I hate you, you dumb little slut. Well, you get you got your little pussy brain and shit. You got shit against me, huh? Little pussy boy? And they're all just like, man, this motherfucker came in and saw me good. God damn, I hate him. Hate him. Can't kill him though. Damn. Anyways, after posting archers, some on the roof, to prevent those in the house who had not yet awakened from sending for help, Oishi sounded the drum to start the attack. So he was polite enough to kind of be like, okay guys, we're gonna at least like tell him that we're fucking outside, okay? 10 of Kira's retainers held off the party attacking the house from the front, but Oishi, Chikara's party broke into the back of the house. Kira, in terror, took refuge in a closet in the Vernata, along with his wife and female servants. The rest of his retainers, who slept in the barracks outside, attempted to come into the house to his rescue. After overcoming the defenders at the front of the house, the two parties led by father and son joined up and fought the retainers who came in. The latter, perceiving that they were losing, tried to send for help, but their messengers were killed by the archers posted to prevent that eventuality. Fuck yeah. Again, Uishi's super smart. Also, Kira, this little bitch hiding in a fucking closet with all of his women. Oh man, this is like, there's some parallels here to fucking Bin Laden from the stories that I've heard. Again, I don't know how accurate it is. U.S. military could be making up a lot of shit. Again, we lie a lot. I know that. However, just from the stories that I've heard, kind of similar, because like Bin Laden was like hiding, probably like put one of his concubines or one of his ladies in front of the bullets. Kira essentially does the same shit. Anyways, eventually, after a fierce struggle, the last of Kira's retainers were subdued. In the process, the Ronin killed 16 of Kira's men and wounded 22, including his grandson. Of Kira, however, there was no sign. They searched the house, but all they found were crying women and children. They began to despair, but Oishi checked Kira's bed, and it was still warm, so he knew he could not be far away. Fuck yeah. This bitch ran away like a little bitch. He's over here calling everyone little pussy boys, like dumb little ignorant sluts, and fucking runs away like a coward. A renewed search disclosed an entrance to the secret courtyard hidden behind a large scroll. I shouldn't say coward. If I had 47 dudes who were hellbent on destroying me, I was the reason why I got like their buddy killed, I would be scared too. To be honest, I'd be scared too. I don't know. I would probably fight to the death. Like at that point, it's like you're gonna die anyways. You might as well just fucking fight. Okay. Anyways, the courtyard held a small building for strong charcoal and firewood. Where two hidden armed retainers were overcome and killed, a search of the building disclosed a man hiding. He attacked the searcher with a dagger, but the man was easily disarmed. He refused to say who he was, but the searchers felt sure it was Kira, and sounded the whistle. The Ronin gathered, and Oishi with the lantern saw that it was indeed Kira. As a final proof, his head bore the scar from Asano's attack. Fuck yeah. Oishi went on his knees, and in consideration of Kira's high rank, respectfully addressed him, telling him that they were retainers of Asano, come to avenge him as true samurai should, and inviting Kira to die as a true samurai should by killing himself. Oishi indicated that he personally would act as a Kaisha Kunin, second, the one who beheads a person committing seppuku, to spare them the indignity of a lingering death, and offered him the same dagger that Asano had used to kill himself. However, no matter how much they entreated him, Kira crouched, speechless and trembling. At last, seeing it was useless to continue asking, Uishi ordered the other Ronin to pin him down and killed him by cutting off his head with a fucking dagger. So the dude was just sitting like, no, please, no, I don't want to die. No. Man, fucking bitch boy. This guy, they portray him as like such a coward, and who knows, he probably was. Like, honestly, like reading through like his other life events and like the other documents, because like I clicked on the other articles and read through it. He probably was a bitch boy, to be honest. Anyways, cut off his head with with the fucking dagger. They didn't even do it with like the sword. That fucking sucks. They then extinguished all the lamps in the house and fires in the house, lest any cause the house to catch fire, and started a general fire that would harm the neighbors, and left, taking Kira's head. One of the Ronin, the Ashigaru, Terasaka Kichimon, was ordered to travel to Akko and report that the revenge had been completed. Though Kichimon's role as a messenger is the most widely accepted version of the story, other accounts have him running away before or after the battle, or being ordered to leave before the Ronin turned themselves in. Aftermath. So, after they got done killing everything, because, this does end, as day was breaking, they quickly carried Kira's head from his residence to their lord's grave in Sengaku-ji Temple, marching about 10 kilometers across the city, causing a great stir on the way. The story of the revenge spread quickly, and everyone on their path praised them and offered them refreshment. They're like, fuck yeah, dude, you did it! You fucking got revenge for your master and shit, go you. Even though the Shogun told you not to fucking do that, fuck yeah, bro. Fuck yeah. I do like this, like, love that they have for essentially rebels, and how okay they were with people, like, sticking true to their fucking guns of what they believe honor to be. That's a good testament to Japanese culture back then. I do think that is important to stick to your guns. I do also, however, believe this whole situation is a little ridiculous, and I'll break down why afterwards. On arriving at the temple, the remaining 46 Ronin, all except Terasaka Kichimon, washed and cleansed Kira's head in a well, and laid it and the fearful dagger before Asano's tomb. They then offered prayers at the temple and gave the abbot of the temple all of the money they had left, asking him to bury them decently and offer prayers for them. They then turned themselves in. The group was broken into 4 parts and put under guard of 4 different daimyo. During this time, 2 of Kira's friends came to collect his head for the burial. The temple still has the original receipt for the head, which the friends and the priests who dealt with them had all signed. The shogunate officials in Edo were in a quandary. The samurai had followed the precept by avenging the death of their lord, but they had also defied the shogunate's authority by exacting revenge, which had been prohibited. In addition, the shogun received a number of petitions from the admiring populace on behalf of the Ronin. As expected, the Ronin were sentenced to death for the murder of Kira. But the shogun finally resolved the quandary by ordering them to honorably commit seppuku instead of having them executed as criminals. Each of the assailants ended his life in ritualistic fashion. Oishi Chikara, the youngest, was only 15 years old on the day the raid took place, and 16 on the day he committed seppuku. By the way, also in the Keanu movie, they have Chikara fucking live for some reason. Super weird. Fucking, again, weird. Each of the 46 Ronin killed himself in Genroku 16th. It's probably because, like, they don't want to do the whole one of them ran away shit. Also, because it's just not historically accurate at all. Killed himself in Genroku 16 on the 4th day of the 2nd month, 20th March 1703. This has caused a considerable amount of confusion ever since, with some people referring to the 46 Ronin. This refers to the group put to death by the shogun, while the actual attack party numbered 47. The 47th Ronin, identified as Terasaka Kichiyamon, eventually returned from his mission and was pardoned by the shogun, some say on account of his youth. He lived until the age of 87, dying around 1747, and was then buried with his comrades. The assailants who died by seppuku were subsequently interred on the grounds of Sengakuji in front of the tomb of their master. The clothes and arms they wore were still preserved in the temple to this day, along with the drum and whistle that they used to signal Akira's fucking dead. Just, okay. Their armor was all homemade, by the way, as they had not wanted to arouse suspicion by purchasing any. Fuck yeah, dude. Again, lots of blacksmiths. They were so smart, and like the way they went about this is such like a good fucking tactical strategy employed. Just speaks to the minds back then and like how they thought about it, everything. The Satsuma man who had mocked and spat on Oishi as he lay drunk in the street was also buried there. He addressed to Oishi's grave, begged for forgiveness for his actions and for thinking that the latter was not a true samurai. He then committed suicide and was buried next to Oishi. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Who knows? I don't know if that's true. I need to look at that link. I didn't really know. I read that. I don't know if that's true yet. I need to fact check that. But the tombs at Sengakuji became a place of great veneration, and people flocked there to pray. The graves at the temple have been visited by a great many people throughout the years since the Genroku era. Also because of everything that happened, we have the re-establishment of the Asano clan's lordship. Though the revenge is often viewed as an act of loyalty, there had been a second goal to re-establish the Asano's lordship and find a place for their fellow samurai to serve. Hundreds of samurai who had served under Asano had been left jobless, and many were unable to find employment as they had served under a disgraced family. Many lived as farmers or did simple handicrafts to make ends meet. The revenge of the 47 Ronin cleared their names, and many of the unemployed samurai found jobs soon after the Ronin had been sentenced to their honorable end. Asano Daigaku Nagahiro, Naganori's younger brother and heir, was allowed by the Tokugawa shogunate to establish his name through his territory, and though his territory was reduced to a tenth of its original. By the way, the younger brother, because getting back to the beginning here. So, because Naganori didn't have like any male heirs, he adopted his younger brother, as was very common back in the day, to essentially be his heir. But because of the shogun's rule that their lordship and the clan was to be dismantled, he never got shit. It was pretty upsetting for him. But he did eventually get some of it back. They used to have like 50,000 koku, and yeah, now it's down to like 5,000 koku by the end of it, which is rice. So like rice fields that they were essentially chiefs over for their fiefdoms. Below are the 47 names of the 47 Ronin in the following form: family name, pseudonym, real name. Imina alternative readings are listed in italics. So we have Yoshio, Chikara, Hara, Soemon, Motoki, Karakoa, Gangoemon Takafusa, Horibe Yae. I really should not. I'm not going to do that. Okay? Let's get into why I think this is a little silly. Just a little. Again, no disrespect. I just think, essentially, this whole premise, the reason why these men like did this whole thing, went through this like 2-year strategy of like, getting rid of spies and like trying to get rid of this fucking like guy who's, underneath the daimyo, actually just like directly underneath the shogunate, and to kill him, was because Kira is just like a little petty bitch and was like, "You're not paying me money." And Asano kept like calling him names. Kira kept calling the Asano's names, so he kept calling Naganori names, and he's probably like, Nagano Rooney, Nagano dumbass. Like, and then he is like, man, dude, fuck you, makes me angry. He's like, I'm gonna kill you for getting his name made fun of, or like being called dumb. Like the amount, like how much fucking pride do you need, or like how just like close to the skin do you wear your emotions? And like, I don't know, he must have just like had some like unresolved concerns about his intellectual ability, and Kira calling him that probably just like fueled that fire even more. Maybe Daddy like called him a dumbass when he was younger growing up, and so he was like, you know, fuck, I'm gonna have to kill this guy. I'm just gonna have to fucking do it. Again, it could also be like a career thing where Kira is essentially assassinating his character, which could, you know, potentially discredit Naganori and like stop him from getting more area to have a fiefdom over. Which, yeah, at that point I can get being upset, but to the point to like, I guess like he didn't know exactly how to act at Edo Castle, so he probably didn't understand he was not supposed to draw out his dagger. And then he only slashed his fucking head, like left like a scar, but like it was barely anything. And Kira fucking acts like a bitch in the Kenji movie. He's like, oh, my poor head. And then like when the Shogunate are coming to like determine like what happened, he hears them like walking in and he's acting like, oh no, is it Naganori? Oh no, like faking it super obviously. It's a pretty silly film. Even more silly film, however. Let's go ahead and get into this. The sillier film, however, and my pretty, you know, it fucking sucks. The 47 Ronin movie with Keanu Reeves, fucking dumb movie. I love Keanu. I love him. I think he's a great guy. Holy shit, that movie was dumb. Like, you know, you can love Keanu and realize that he gets put in a lot of movies where the writing isn't necessarily amazing. So anyways, after I'd like gotten about literally 2 minutes in and I saw the giant boar coming down, I was like, I am going to need a drink. And my good friends just got done at a tour from Italy, and I was helping them out and watch the cats. And they very generously did get us like a couple of like gifts for kind of like helping them out with that. And one of those was this melon like cello bottle, and that was tasty. I did that, and then I have this bottle of Japanese whiskey that I bought that was pretty expensive, and I was like, now's a great time to fucking use it. So anyways, I drank that, I got a little tipsy, and these are my very coherent thoughts on the film as I was watching it. It starts out with, the 47 Ronin movie is weird as fuck, y'all. I made the mistake of reading the historical documents first, and first scene in Keanu's movie is Keanu trying to kill some magical boar dragon thing, and then Usano taking credit for it and calling Keanu a half-breed, which is weird since he's like Hawaiian or something. Essentially, they're the kind of like the agents of the sea. I don't see how like that you can be really considered half-breed at that point. And then Kira is using some witch bitch to do some shady shit. That was my first message. My second message. The historical documents were clearly wrong. This is the correct fucking course. This is actually historically accurate to what happened. The third message. And of course, Keanu's fucking the Lord's daughter. Like he's fucking Asano's daughter. I was like, swear to God, this motherfucker has some poppers. Tries to fuck the royal to king. Kink, where he has to be denied because of class before he earns the woman. Do you think that's where Keanu keeps giving away his money? Like, goddamn, man, drunk me. And I told him, I was like, if y'all, I was like, listen, and I sent this to my friends, annoyingly. I understand that I was being super annoying by doing this, but I was like, also, if you can't tell, y'all best believe you'll be getting a play-by-play of the shiz. I watch it. My first big reaction to it was, holy fuck, Shang Tsung is the Shogun. So in the Keanu Reeves 47 Ronin movie, the guy who played Shang Tsung in the original Mortal Kombat movies, which I grew up watching, was the Shogun. So I was like, oh my god, he's gonna steal their souls. And I was half right. So I was like, and which bitch is a kitsune? Which I think is like some fox witch spirit thing. And then my buddy Brayden was like, and she is valid. And I was like, probably. And then Diego, other buddy, said, your soul is mine. I was like, yeah, right, man. It's fucking crazy. And I was like, dude, never mind. I fucking love this movie now. They're like, they honestly like how fucking ridiculous it is. And he's just saying it's a fun one because it just goes crazy and it's ironically really cool. And it does have some really cool action scenes. And I will not discredit the film there. The action scenes are fucking fun to watch, especially drunk. Like, it's great. The logic, however, what? It's like, what? My next part. They brought the big-ass Persian motherfucker from 300. Because in the film, instead of, like, preparing for the shogunate, the shogun is coming and they're expected to have, like, a little ceremonial duel where they're going to put... I don't know what the fuck this was, by the way. I have not looked into this at all to see if this is, like, a cultural thing where back then the lords would have, like, their best samurai fight each other. I'm pretty sure that wasn't it. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. So, prove me wrong, okay? If you guys think I'm wrong, fucking send me some historical text that says that the lords most definitely did have ceremonies with the shogun and had their samurais fight each other. But by the way, for the 47 Ronin, in that time period, no fucking way that would have happened. And by the way, the Persian, it's just like the Persians had like this weird like face mask thing in the movie 300, and it very closely resembled the 300's face mask. Maybe not all that closely. I was drunk, so again, who knows? You guys check it out for yourself. I was like, big boy samurai stopped everyone else to get the final smack on him. Makes sense. I was like, had the same energy as I'm sorry, little one. Also, fucking heart demon magic spider. What the fuck? So, Big Boy Samurai, Keanu gets revealed as like taking Yasano's place. No, Oishi's place to be like the samurai contestant to fight against the big Persian motherfucker from 300. And when that happens, he's at first ordered to be executed, but then Nakanori's daughter runs in to try and save him. And then Naganori goes and tries to be like, please, it's my fault. I should have made sure that my fighter was prepared. And so the Shogun's like, all right, you know what, fuck it, beat him then. And then so Naganori's men start, hitting him with the spears, and the big guy was like, tells everyone to stop, and then says like, I'm sorry to him, and then smacks him really fucking hard on the head. And so that's why I'm like, it has the same energy. And then we get to this scene where the Kitsune witch bitch is like, yo, so you want this shit? I need your heart energy. And like, at first it's like, I think that she's gonna like suck out his heart or something. But no, she just like draws like some blood, and it's like black and weird and shit. And then she makes like a little spider that goes in and poisons Naganori's mind to go make him attack Kira, which also makes no fucking sense. It's like, why? Like, he already disrespected the Shogun. Like, Kira's like already liked by him, so he probably could have been like, hey, we should fucking kill him because, like, he's a dumbass. Anyways, and so I was like, but like, why poison him at all? The fuck? Shogun's gonna have his ass commit seppuku anyways. I was like, I also forgot to mention this, but Kira was straight up 20 years older than Asano. I may have started drinking midway through this, but holy fuck, Keanu just said he's got the magics. A fucking snakeman lizard forest dwellers. There's a scene in the movie where there's fucking snakeman lizard forest dwellers. Shit you not. And I was like, this is the greatest movie of all time. Then we get to the end where they're raiding the castle. Keanu has to, he's fighting all these dudes. He's only used his like demon powers once. And then obviously he's only allowed to use his demon powers against the witch bitch because it turns out she's a fucking dragon. The fuck. Also another message is sent to them. And then at the end of the film, after they commit seppuku, instead of Kyominen, whatever the fuck his name is, surviving, it's Chikara that survives. And then Keanu becomes a bird medallion or some shit. What the like? that was my last message I sent to them. Oh man, that fucking movie, dude, it was so so wild. You guys just have to go watch it. It's a weird ass movie. It's a fun one though. Like I will admit, I had a good time watching it, laughing at it because it's like it's so weird, but like. The actions were kind of fun. Some of it was very cheesy. Like a lot of those films are. They're just pretty cheesy. I recommend it. 10 out of 10, guys. 10 out of fucking 10. This is great. I like this. I hope you guys, whoever is listening to this, likes this as well. Having fun doing this little podcast with you guys. I don't know. Hopefully you guys can share this. I would appreciate it if you guys would share this with other people so I can get more opinions on how to improve. I know I need to get an intro down, like a little intro sound thing. Probably should get like some background noise for different events, like some sound buttons. I'm not super good with all that, so I'd like to work with people on this, but I also can't like really expect them to work for free. So I might look into like asking a buddy for some help here in the future. But yeah, please share this podcast with someone that you think would find it entertaining at the very least, to maybe just learn about something new, something that they really hadn't like heard of before, or just kind of interested in hearing someone's take on. So I just think a lot of this shit was silly, but I also understand how deeply entrenched in the culture it is, and like how honorable what the 47 Ronin did were. What they did was very honorable and very heroic, and it was also pretty roguelike in my opinion, because they broke the rules, but still followed the true code. So they disobeyed one man, but stuck to like a higher law or like a higher honor for themselves, which is honorable. Next week we are going to be talking about. Let me get to my notes here. The Campbells and the McDonald's. That's going to be interesting. Let's go ahead and take a little sneak peek here at what the Campbells and the McDonald's are. The Campbells versus the McDonald's. Oh, Catholics versus Presbyterians. It's called The Great Feud. A 300-year-old massacre. Oh my god. So let's go ahead and get into. So this is an account of a rivalry, sometimes bloody conflict between two families from the west coast of Scotland. The Campbells and the McDonald's, starting with the violent death of Campbell's. So it's Campbell chicken noodle soup versus McDonald burgers. That will be something I go super heavily into and talk about is Campbell's chicken noodle soup and McDonald's burgers next week. No, it's two clans from Scotland. Well, two families. They had a bloody feud that caused a lot of destruction. Apparently, we're gonna be going into that. It's gonna be fun. If you guys have ideas for stuff that I should cover or you think would be interesting, this podcast is primarily wars, feuds, spites. I mean, I'll probably do like Edison versus Tesla, presidents kind of going against each other. Adams and what's his bucket or Jefferson. Adams and Jefferson had like a huge rivalry that was pretty petty. I just kind of like stuff that's interesting to look at from a historical point of view, see how like our ancestors were super petty to each other. That's what I'd like this to be. But yeah, I'll take suggestions and I'll look into them. If you guys want me to do like a full in-depth analysis of like a war, I'm willing to spend a little more time on that. Come next month though, probably not as much, unless for some reason in like a month somehow this picks up and like a ton of people start listening to this, which that would be cool. But you know, who the fuck knows? Yeah, guys. Again, please let me know. My email is just historicquarrels@gmail.com. My personal email is ty. So T is in tiger, Y is in yak, and then the dash symbol, and then ty again, 555@live.com. I will, and like I'm not gonna give out my phone number. That'd be funny. But like I'll read it, everything. Like seriously, leave reviews on Apple Podcasts, even if they're bad, man. Like I'm willing to do better and to get better at this because I'm honestly having a good time. And if I can get really good at this and do this as like something like I can get really good at full time and have fun with, I'd love to. But for right now, it's gonna be like a little side project. It's just something I like doing. So again, yeah, just let me know. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.